Entitled sister burns bridge, then wants me to maintain her and her unborn baby. So I, 27F, moved to the US almost 7 years ago. I have 2 half-sisters from my father's side, all from different women. We used to be very close, and despite both of them being illegitimate, I shared with them part of what little inheritance I got from my grandparents. They never recognized them, and left them nothing. 2 years ago, my sisters also moved to the US. The middle sister, 28, let's call her Mary, got a company to host her with a work visa. The eldest, 30, Karen, not her real name, got a student visa and moved in with me since I was already working and earning a good salary. The arrangement was that I would pay bills, she would get a job at the university since she's not allowed to work outside, and that was her spending money. I would cover all bills and food. The only thing I asked was to help with some minor chores. I have a dog and a cat, and I told her she had no responsibility while she had school and work. It was fine since I work from home, and I have a step-family that helped me maintaining my home, mostly because I'm the free babysitter for them. Pretty sweet deal for a student, right? Well, apparently that wasn't enough. While she was in school, Karen met Ken. I knew Ken from the time I went to university. He's a creep, but I thought harmless. Karen was head over heels for him. I warned her Ken had a bad reputation at the university, but she didn't care. She's a big girl, so I let it be with the only condition that Ken was not allowed in my place. COVID hits, and my hours were cut. Karen's school goes on pause and she loses her campus job. Because of all of this, we moved into a small apartment. I took a second job and did some freelance on the side. Needless to say, I had no personal life. I'm dating someone, but he was also swamped with work and bills, so we barely met each other. During this time, Karen and Ken apparently got closer, and he began to appear in the apartment. Karen was not part of my lease, but my landlord was very understanding. Ken began making really inappropriate comments about me. I'm not a beauty queen. I just look a bit exotic, as Ken put it. I'm mixed race from the Caribbean, so I have a bit of everything and somehow it all shows. Karen looks more like our father. He was of European descent. In all honesty, Karen is more attractive. I only look foreign in this little intermountain region city. Ken would go out of his way to touch me and was just invasive. I managed to just keep in my room when he was around or use the excuse that my pets needed a walk. I didn't know exactly why, but Karen kept pushing for me to spend time on my own with Ken. It will be good for you to bond with your future brother-in-law. They had only been dating 7 months at this point. Whatever. I didn't care. I found excuses to avoid it. November 2020. I got a better position at my main career job, so I was able to quit my second job and have more me time. I reconnected with friends, and one of them asked me if I was okay. I asked why, and he told me Ken had been saying he was very close to getting me for personal time. I was not okay with that idea, and I very loudly said I'd rather be hit by a train than doing anything with Ken. Since I'm in a small city in the Intermountain region, the kind that most people in the same area knows each other, a lot of people had text messages or creepy stories to tell me. That was it for me. I went home and demanded an explanation. They didn't deny it. Ken even said Karen had said it was fine, and I was doing them a solid as her sister, since he had a fantasy he wanted to go for. I told them both they were disgusting, and that Ken had to leave, or I would be calling the cops. Ken left with some insults sent my way, and Karen began telling me she didn't see the problem since my partner and I were on a break. We were not. I told her I was not for her to sell around like property, and that she had 2 weeks to find a place of her own. I was done with her. I called all my relatives, sent them copies of the text messages I was given, and no one in our family wanted anything to do with Karen. She moved in with Ken a few days later. It took me some effort, but I was able to get a restraining order for Ken. Couldn't get one for Karen. Still, they disappeared from my radar except for a few encounters which easily were solved with showing I was about to call 911. And then today happened, and I had to hold back my laughter. Mary had kept tabs on Karen since sisters and all, and she messaged me with a notice. Hey, Karen just called me. She's pregnant, and Ken kicked her out. I just stared for a few minutes and responded, Oh, that's sad. Mary knew and supports that I don't care or have any intentions to help. Karen used Mary's phone to call me. She begged me to help, since Mary's only letting her stay for a week before she moves to another state. Said that she missed her little sister and had no one else to go to. That she knows I have family health insurance. I pay for private health insurance for 2 relatives that are in hard times and have health conditions, and that I could do something like that for her pregnancy medical bills. This baby is a blessing, and I should want to help her raise it, meaning I pay for everything. I let her pour her heart out for a good 5 to 7 minutes, then said, nope. I ended the call. She tried calling again for a while, then stopped when I got a text message from Mary, saying she had left her phone on the counter, and she was sorry for the spamming. Most of my family agrees with me, even Karen's mom. The only one that disapproves is Karen's aunt. She's not my aunt, but I called her aunt anyway since I've known her for many years. She's been putting pressure on me most of the day. She only stopped when I told her one more message, and I would show her text messages to my stepfather, who is her landlord. I feel bad for the baby to a point. But this is one of those moments that all I can think is, this is not my circus, and these are not my monkeys, and these— Story 2. EW got fired from a pharmacy as a patient. Me, duh, just want my allergy pills. EW, dumb woman, second in line, mid-50s old lady waiting at the window, obvious Parkinson patient RX, pharmacist me, walking up to the pickup window to get my meds after work. EW all making impatient noises. Talking to me, you should probably come back later. I've been waiting for hours. Me? No problem, I'm not in a hurry. OL. On the verge of tears talking to pharmacist. I've been without my meds for a few days. There was an issue with my insurance. Please help me, RX. I talked to your doctor. We've got it taken care of. We can't get you your regular medication. This one's cheaper, but we aren't going to charge you for it. It should help. All now crying, visibly shaking. Thank you so much. OL and RX talking about the new meds. EBU! Oh my god! People are waiting! This is ridiculous! More impatient noises. Ah! Rex. Asterisk to OL asterisk. Here's your meds. Let me know if anything doesn't seem right. Or if there are any side effects, EW. What the hell? Come on, this is ridiculous. Maybe you shouldn't get sick if you can't afford it. Me? What? EU! She's holding up the line. This is ridiculous. Shouldn't have to wait at the walk-up window. Oh. Takes the bag with the meds, turns, loses her balance, and grabs the sign that says keep 6 feet distance to balance herself. Oh! Starts crying again. You shouldn't be in public if you have to touch everything. I take Ol by the arm and help her to her car. I'm COVID vaccinated, not worried about it. Oi, thank you so much. It's been a hard few days. Me? No worries, I hope it gets better. EW, about frigging time. Jesus Christ. Steps up to window. Rex, I'm sorry, your prescription isn't ready. EW, I didn't even give you my name. What the hell is wrong with you? I have things to do. Just give me my pills. Rex, no, I'm sorry you don't have any prescription here. You should probably call your doctor and get your prescription sent to another pharmacy. I've always had my prescription here. What are you talking about? Rex, you are no longer a patient here. Please leave. If you come back to store, you will be arrested. How dare you? You can't do that, you dumb bitch. I'll have your license. And a ton of other swears as she heads to her car. Me steps up to window. What was her problem? RX, I don't know. She was only standing there for like 10, 15 minutes.